This is a video for class 7 geography, and today I shall begin with a new topic, that is industries. Okay, so this particular chapter has been divided into two video series. In today's first video, we shall cover the first part of the chapter. Okay, now the term industries, many world's leaders, economists, politicians, they often stress that industries play a very important role in the development of a country or a nation. Okay, so today we will find out how and why they help in the development. So before getting into further details, we need to understand what does this word industry refer to. Okay, an industry is an economic activity associated with production of goods, extraction of raw material, and it is also a service provider. So let us break this definition into three parts. In the first part, we have production of goods. In the second part, we have extraction of raw materials. And in the third part, we have the service sector or the service providing sector. Okay, now what is production of goods? An industry can also be referred to production of different types of goods. Okay, now in a nation, in a country, different types of goods are produced, right? Pencil is produced, a rubber is produced, your notebooks are produced. Okay, the tiniest rubber to the largest aircraft or a ship, they are also produced, isn't it? So production of all these different types of goods is an industry. Then extraction of raw material is also an industry in itself. Okay, say for example, agriculture or farming is an industry. Okay, say production of rice, wheat, cotton, sugarcane, production of different types of oil seeds like mustard, castor seeds. Okay, so that's also an industry. So here we derive raw materials, and these raw materials are processed further in order to produce different types of goods, or they can be easily sold in the market directly also without any processing, right? Wheat doesn't require any processing. It can be directly sold in the market. So that is also an industry. And lastly, we have the service sector or the service provider sector. Now these are industry. Provision of services is also an industry. For example, tourism. We have tourists moving about in India or to different parts of the world, of the earth. When they move about there, they get accommodation service. So that's also a service sector. They get transportation service, railways, roadways, waterways. Okay, so that is also an industry. So industry involves not only production of goods, but it also includes extraction of raw materials, and it also refers to production or providing of different types of services. Okay, so here we have examples of, this is a mining site. So providing minerals for different types of industry. So mining is also an industry. Then tourism, movement from place to place, is also an industry. Then the next part that is associated with industries is manufacturing. Okay, now what is manufacturing? It's a process of converting raw materials into finished goods. Okay, now we derive different raw materials from agriculture, from farming, from animal rearing, from mining. Now these materials sometimes cannot be consumed directly by people. They require some processing, and then they can be converted into a new type of product. Okay, so that is referred to as manufacturing. Okay, for example, we have the food processing industry. Now food processing involves manufacturing of jams, okay, production of fresh fruit juices which are packed. Then we have packed milk. So for this, we need to derive or extract milk from these cattle or milk providing animals, which comes under the agricultural sector. Okay, for making jams and jellies, we need to derive fruits from the agricultural sector, which are then further processed in the industries and converted into a usable product. Okay, so here you have raw cotton. Raw cotton is converted into cloth. So that is manufacturing. Then raw sugar cane is converted into sugar, which has a great demand in the market. Then wood pulp is converted into paper. Okay, now we need to understand when we are talking about industries, industrial revolution. Okay, now industrial revolution was a major phenomena which occurred in UK or Great Britain years ago. So what this involved? Before invention of great machines or technology or development, all the manufacturing industrial work was manually done by people or manpower or laborers, right? Thousands and hundreds of laborers, they came together at a manufacturing site and they manually converted raw materials into finished goods. But during industrial revolution, when new machines, high-end power-driven machines were introduced, all the work was done by the machines. By a single click of the button, a raw material would get converted into a usable product. So manual labor-intensive industries, they were replaced by power-driven machines. And that is referred to as industrial revolution. Okay, so it began in Western Europe and from there it spread in different parts of the world. Now, why do we need to have these industries in a nation or a country? Firstly, they help in the economic development. When industries come up in a nation or a particular place, yes, they help in generating income or generating money. Now, how? We have agriculture, right? Now we produce cotton on a large scale. If you go to sell the raw cotton in the market, will the farmer or the producer fetch a huge amount of money? No, right? It will generate money, but in very less quantities. But when that same cotton is processed and converted into a very good quality cloth, if you sell that in the market, it will generate a huge amount of income, and that's how it helps in the overall economic development. Then it helps in the growth of agriculture. Okay, now if agriculture does not exist, if production of different types of food grains or fruits and vegetables doesn't exist, then how will the industries exist, right? If mining is not carried out, how automobiles will be produced? Because they require different types of iron, steel, aluminium parts or products in order to produce a finished product, right? So it supports all the primary industries also. Then it reduces dependence on agriculture. Okay, as we know, India is an agrarian economy. We are an agricultural country, right? Now we cannot fully dependent on agriculture also for our overall growth. Okay, because sometimes crop fail, sometimes rainfall fails, and that leads to failure of crops, and that time the economy can get completely hampered. So that time industries come to our rescue, because production will be going on and these products will be sold in the market and help in the economy. Then it reduces unemployment and poverty, because industries provides employment to different people from different sectors of the society, isn't it? So when people get employment, they get income, and again it helps them. Then it reduces regional disparities. When industries come up at a particular place, electricity also comes in that particular region. roads also start improving, water supply is introduced. Okay, like this, a backward area slowly starts developing. Then it brings about foreign exchange. When we sell this finished good quality products in the foreign market, or when we import these goods to other countries, the nation can get a huge amount of foreign income or foreign exchange, which again helps in the overall development. Okay, it introduces low cost material being converted into high cost products. Okay, a simple product which is derived from the primary sector, that is from agriculture or farming, is converted into something new and usable which has a great demand in the market. So that is also done by the industries, and this is why we need them. Okay, now let us see different types of industries that are found at different places. Okay, firstly, industries can be divided on the basis of size. Okay, now what does that mean? Firstly, we have cottage industries under basis of size. Okay, now these are very small scale industries. Okay, and these industries derive their raw material from around that same local area. Okay, raw materials are not derived from far off places. Then they use basic equipments. Okay, no high-end machines are used, but mostly work is done by hands or small equipments. And then the product is sold in the local market. Whatever is produced by cottage industries, it is not sold in the international market or the national market, but to whatever market is available close by, the products are sold there. And the members of the family, they provide the laborers. Okay, now high-end, highly skilled laborers are not required here. Whoever is available locally, they come and help in the production of goods. Or sometimes a small family and the members of the family, they produce these tiny products and they sell them in the market. Okay, and these are mostly found in the rural areas. You won't find cottage industries in huge urban areas or a city. You'll find them somewhere away in a village area. Okay, now what are they? Okay, basket making is a cottage industry. Okay, everything is done by hands. Then pottery. Okay, we have the earthen products which we find in the local market. So that is an example of a cottage industry. Okay, then handloom. What is handloom? When cloth is made manually by using this very less complicated simple machine, and everything is done by hand, that is known as handloom, and that is also a cottage industry. Then on basis of size, we also have small scale industries. So these are little bigger than the cottage industries. Okay, they use power driven machines. So they use machines. Okay, and they are sold through traders. Whatever products are produced, there are retailers, there are traders. So these products are sold through them, maybe in the national market. Okay, and less number of laborers are employed. Not as less as cottage industries, but significantly less amount of laborers are employed. Maybe few hundreds of laborers. And these industries are owned by an individual or few group of people, and they play a very important role in the development of a country. Okay, because small scale industries, you'll find them everywhere, and they help in generating a huge amount of income, and that's why they help in the overall development of a country. Okay, then we have, these are the examples of small scale industries like toys making industries. Okay, leather goods like leather bags, leather belts, leather shoes. These are again small scale industries. Okay, production of different types of small scale electrical items. Okay, that is also a small scale industry. Then we have large scale industries. This involves, as the name suggests, these are on a very, very large scale. Okay, people employed are also in thousands, sometimes in lakhs. Okay, they use high-end, heavy power-driven machines. These are huge, extensive machines. Okay, and then the capital or the money that is put here is in crores. And then raw material is derived from far off places. Okay, raw material, if it is not available locally, it is derived from different parts of the country and it is sold in high-end markets and sometimes also imported to other countries. Okay, this includes the iron and steel industry. Okay, this includes the large-scale textile industries. Then we have the automobile industries where there is production of not only four-wheelers but also two-wheelers. Then industries can be divided on the basis of raw materials that they use. Okay, for example, agro-based industries. These are the industries which derive their raw material directly from farming or agriculture. For example, oil industry. We get the vegetable oil, we get the edible oil in the market like sunflower, olive oil. They derive their raw material from where? From agriculture, right? So without production of these oil seeds, oil cannot be produced. So it's directly dependent upon agriculture and that's why this is an agro-based industry. Then we have mineral-based industries. These are the industries that derive their raw material from mining. Okay, for example, gold industry. Without mining of gold from the ores or from the earth, gold or pure gold cannot be derived. So this is dependent on mining. Okay, then production of aluminium goods requires extraction of aluminium from the earth, from bauxite rocks, and that's again a mineral-based industry. Okay, then we have pastoral-based industries. These are the industries that derive their raw material from animals. Okay, for example, milk is derived from cow or cattle, right? Then eggs are derived from poultry, isn't it? Meat is derived from poultry. Then wool is derived from sheep. So these are the products which are derived from animals. Then we have marine-based industries. These are the industries that are dependent on fishing, okay, commercial large-scale fishing. So here fish is derived from the sea. This fish is directly sold in the market or sometimes the fish is processed further and fish oil is extracted, isn't it? Then fish can also be canned as tuna and can be sold in the market. Okay, so these are tuna cans, a simple packed canned fish cans. Then we have forest-based industries. These are the ones which derive their raw material from the forest. For example, furniture industries. For that, they require good quality wood and timber that is derived from the forest. Then, on the basis of ownership also, this is the third division, industries can be divided into different types. For example, private sector industries. These are the ones which are owned by an individual, a single person, or maybe his family. Okay, this includes Reliance Industries, which are owned by the Ambanis. Then Tata Steel Industries, which are again owned by the Tata group of family. Okay, then you have the Hindustan Motors also, which is a private sector. Then we have the public sector. These are the industries which are owned by the government. Okay, maybe by the state government or the national government. And examples of these are Billai Steel Plant. Okay, then we have the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So these are the industries owned by the government. Then we have the joint sector industries. These are jointly owned by the government as well as number of people or private people. Okay, so when they both collaborate together and help in the generation or establishment of an industry, those are known as joint sector industries. For example, we have the Gujarat Alkalis, which produce different types of chemicals. Then the Punjab National Bank is a joint sector industry. We have the Oil India Limited, again a joint sector industry. And then we have the cooperative sector. Here, many number of people come together, they form a group and establish an industry that is referred to as a cooperative sector. And these are the people who also provide the raw material. These are the same people who process the raw material and sell them in the market. Okay, for example, the Amul industry of India is a cooperative sector. So here you have many farmers who have come together in Gujarat and they have formed this industry. Okay, so the farmers produce their own raw material, they only look after the processing and they only look after the selling of products. Okay, they produce different types of dairy goods, say milk, cheese, butter, condensed milk, buttermilk. Okay, everything is produced by Amul. And then there is also Indian Coffee House, which is also a cooperative sector. And lastly, we have the multinational industries or multinational corporations. Okay, these are the industries which are jointly owned either by two countries or more countries. Okay, many countries or two countries can collaborate together, can invest a huge amount of money and establish an industry. For example, Maruti Suzuki India Limited is a joint collaboration of India and Japan. Okay, so it's a multinational company. Then we have the Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola originally belongs to US. They have established or jointly established Coca-Cola with India, and then we have the Coca-Cola products. Okay, so this is how industries can be divided into different parts. And with this, we come to an end with the first part of the industry chapter.